Good morning. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. You've made it. We've made it. Futures. Green. What a rebound, as they say in the news. Big tech rebound. Yesterday, tech is crashing. Today, tech looks to rebound. Thank you. Thank you. Headlines. To be expected. Futures action. So far, I think what's more, I think it's kind of silly to look at pre-market action right now when we know exactly what price is going to do. Again, it's really easy to be like, oh, well, pre-market action's green here. NASDAQ's up 0.5%. S&P's up. Dow's up. Small caps are up. When they were down yesterday on a sell day, and you expect it to return some of the gains, of course. That's obvious. What you should look at is that, okay, all of Asia was down. All of Europe is down right now. All over 1% on Asia. Almost 1% now in Europe. We need to wait and see, right? We need to wait and see. But that doesn't mean, again, that we couldn't take trades yesterday at close. Coming into today, just taking advantage of the same thing that just sort of seems to always happen, and just it's like we're living in a script, right? It's just like this constant script writing. It's kind of silly. Like, let's just be honest, right? It's a little silly. Now, it's important when this sort of thing happens that when we have like this understanding that, okay, the market's we're going to act in a way that we've acted before. It's important, though, to stay in our lane. So I talked about this. It's not so much that, okay, tech sold the most yesterday, right? That doesn't mean we're going to go buy tech at close yesterday and take advantage of this very, very small window of opportunity, because the same thing applies that you do that, and let's say you bought, I have no idea, you bought some calls, some March calls yesterday at close. And you're like, well, it's going to be up tomorrow. I know it's going to be up. Who's going to buy those today? Who's buying that today? They could be up, but who's buying them? Price could be up. Tesla. Tesla, you could have bought. Let's go take a look in the Tesla land. Okay, you're up 28 basis points. Good job. Good job, trader. Who's buying it? Now, it should return about halfway up this candle. Is it though? Do you have? It's not like an absolute. Yeah, you might get that on a pre-market action and from the open, which is generally when it happens. Who's buying that though? Who's buying it? Again, it doesn't. The script might write itself like that, but it doesn't change. We're not all of a sudden. Why were we selling yesterday? Are we all of a sudden forgetting? Again, we did it the day before. We had Powell speak, confirming reinflation, confirming that the value trade was going to be the way to go, right? Which, hey, could have gone either way, sure. We had a pretty high chance that we knew which way it was going, but whatever. And so then we get confirmation of that, and then all of a sudden everyone says, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just go buy tech. Completely forgot what happened the day before. Completely forgot what's been happening in the market the few months leading into the day. Everyone just buys it, and then all of a sudden yesterday everyone goes, oh shit, you know what? We're still in the same world. We didn't wake up in a different reality. We're still in the same spot. And so then everyone just starts to sell. Opening lower. Opened to almost 2% lower on the NASDAQ. Sold another percent lower. It's silly. It's silly to do that. And so then again, today is going to be a day, well, that's a little too low. So yeah, you get a little bit of a rebound. Don't think so much today. I talked about it. Today's going to be very much like the fifth candle, I would have to imagine, which on a lot of tickers, which offered us a great opportunity when we stayed in our own lane and traded through what we understand to be the most bullish areas. Now that's going to be changing a little bit. This changes a little bit coming in this weekend. First of all, energy finally had its first pullback, its first move. I think banks just over or Technically, it's still the number one sector on the year, just a little bit lower. Banks are going to overtake it. So right now, what is the most bullish sectors? Well, so we had energy, banks, right? So energy now has started its bit of a pullback. This is again due to crude, and so since the oil price of oil is coming down, it gets tied to this. This average ties to it again. Individual companies can be very different based on that, whether it's tied to the crude. That's a case by case basis. But we have energy, banks. Talked about industrials this week. We're going to be much more bullish. That's actually leading on the week. Healthcare sector, of course, has continued to be really a spot that actually is not getting affected by basically anything, which is a great long-term trade. Again, those things like Anthem, Unum, United, those trades are easy, right? They're easy. You don't have to do much. Then the bio side of that, we're using short-term bios this week. There's going to be a lot of opportunities today, again, for over the weekend trades like that. REITs have continued to just perform. You don't even have to. The REITs don't really move much at all, and options don't really. Again, you're just sort of betting on. Really, all you're doing when you're betting on some of these value trades. Again, what we're doing is value doesn't move very much. So, what is the trade when we're trading options? When we're trading value? Yes, we are trading directionally and betting that price will continue to go to the upside. But what we're really doing is we're betting on the fact, we're basically going long on gamma, and we're betting on the fact that volatility is going to rise on these tickers and the velocity is going to increase. It's not so much that, oh yeah, it's going to go up. No, we're actually betting on higher volatility and higher speed, right? That's it. That's actually it's more of a convex trade like that comparatively to I guess you could say, well, here's what the value is going to be, so that's what I'm betting on. No, it's that value barely moves, banks barely move, and then we're betting on banks actually moving, and that's it, right? REITs barely move. Who cares? The value of real estate doesn't change overnight. It does in the equity market, though, right? And so that's what you're betting on when you're making those trades. So it's probably a good idea to talk about what exactly it is what we're trading for, right? So really, again, what we're making trades for right now is betting on higher volatility in the future comparatively to right now. And volatility, not in the sense that that's fear and bearish. That's not how volatility works. Volatility just means more price movement than before. That's it. That's all volatility is. IV is the metric that is actually tracking whether or not volatility is higher than before. Because if IV is rising, then that means the actual volatility has gone from, let's all say we all agree that volatility is like 30%, and then all of a sudden the IVs are rising. That's because the volatility that we all thought we knew is now different. The spreads are different. That's all that's really going on, and that's all we're betting on every single time we trade. So today, trades that we're making, when you're making a trade, remember that the trade you're making is you're betting on a higher volatility come next week. That's all you're really betting on. You're not so much betting on value. Not value, the actual price. You're not so much betting on price and what the value of a company is. You're just betting on whether or not there's going to be more price movement in the future. That's the only thing that's going to move your position. That's it. It's literally the only thing that's going to move it right now. Again, when we talk about this idea of the underlying being the derivative of options, we continue to see this constant move. And I think when we look at the average, it's very easy to just sort of discount this price action in here. But this price action it's almost 2.5% spreads every single day, bouncing back and forth, and it's just chaotic. And again, it's because this is not really the price action. But even through here, all that's happening is that volatility is increasing and increasing and increasing, and that's all you're betting on, is that there's going to be a bigger move the next day. And every single day in here, there was a bigger move every single day. And so even over here, when price got a little, you can call it choppy or whatever you want to call it, when you're going long and trading something, and this is why we don't trade the average, but you trade something that's bullish, even trading through this kind of market here, and I'm trying to relate this part of like end of February into March, because this March 5th date was important, and that was a Friday 2 Fridays ago, and I think we're going to get something similar today. It's important to realize that we traded through all of this, and this was actually good. This was actually good trading. Now, again, it depends which side of the aisle you're on. That was over here, and then we took this long trade and went this way. If you thought this week was sort of, think about this week, we sort of, you look at the Dow over here or something, right? It seems like nothing happened, right? But we actually had a shit ton of things happening this week. It just doesn't really add up to very much, right? You can see like you can look at it in different views, but it seems like not much happened. So if we look at the Dow here, right, or you look at value, and it kind of just traded, yeah, there's some volatility in there, but it sort of traded flatter than the week before. Certainly traded flatter than in the sense of the upside. So if we're taking this trade and pushing it to next week, right, I'm just talking about any trade overall, but if we're looking at the Dow here, what you're actually betting on is that there's going to be more movement than this next week. It's not so much that it needs to be up, it's that there's going to be more movement than this next week. More volatility. That's all you want to be betting on. So when you look at positions, if there's something that traded flat like this, you don't need to so much understand what the direction is. You could honestly just straddle everything if you need to. You can get away with it, because all you're betting on is higher volatility on things. So when we're looking for positions today, there's going to be a lot of opportunities again that are going to shape up very much like this week, where 2 Fridays ago we took bets, and think about how much movement there was that week. That's what I'm trying to say. There was so much movement that week that we still bet on higher volatility and got it, higher movement the next week and got it. This week, we've actually had a very sort of tightened kind of week on the value side, which is the trade that we want to make. And again, it's not going away. The yields were down this morning, and now they're back up because it hasn't fucking gone anywhere. So again, this is the part that it's so silly. Again, we're gonna see. Let's see where it's gonna be delayed for you guys, but you're gonna see all these futures start to change, right? And we're gonna get this Friday candle. Here's what happened last Friday. Like if we just go on like travel or something, here's that Friday candle. This is almost identical to the Thursday before, where we had the selling Thursday day, and then Friday, all of a sudden, we opened a little bit higher, and we might actually open a little higher in some areas, and then it just sold down a ridiculous amount. I talked about this yesterday. We are going to be looking for this everywhere. Everywhere where you have this overselling, and we're going to be buying all of it. Because again, all you're doing is you're just betting on sort of better movement come Monday. That's it. You're just betting on a higher volatility next week, that there's going to be price movement. You're betting that price will continue to move. Price doesn't just stop. Price does not stop just because of some sort of literally anything. You can come up with any excuse. We understand that the tech side and whoever is trading on that side just does not understand that the yield thing just doesn't go away. Everyone keeps trying to make bets that, oh, it'll just go away. We'll fucking forget about it. Again, you just got this glimpse again. I talked about it yesterday. You're going to get these headlines and everything that tech is rebounding because yields have stabilized. They're going down. How in the world is the economy all of a sudden overnight going to change? It's all of a sudden going to stop getting better? All of a sudden people are going to start dying overnight again? All of a sudden stores are not going to open? We're not going to spend money? People then just get $1,400 in their bank account and they're not going to spend it? It's insane to think that everything that we've been seeing for months, that the economy is going to get open and that inflation is going to get going again, is somehow going to change overnight. And that's all people are doing when they're betting on tech. All they're betting on is that it's wrong, that it's not happening. That's all they're betting on. If you put money here in a short-term sense, all you're betting on is that that's wrong. How can you do that? Again, how can you do that? It's one thing to say that this will be up in a month, and that's fine. But this constant trading back and forth, again, I talked about before, it's just wrong. And there's going to be this constant moving which we have to maneuver around, because what's going to happen? This average here will take down the value side of equities, which is actually bullish because of those yields rising, right? It just happens. There's nothing you can do about it if everyone is sort of getting that same feeling as always of this anxiety and this not understanding. We have to maneuver around it, but again, if that shit pulls down today, we're going to buy all of it. Not the tech side, but again, on the value side, you get any of that pullback like 2 Fridays ago, where there's just, we open up the day and everything's fine, and then, oh God, yields are coming back. All that is signaling is that shit's opening up, and that's fucking good for the economy, guys. You remember when Powell said that we're going to let inflation run over 2%, and I lost my fucking mind and the market lost its mind? We were so excited and so happy. We're finally going to get inflation. This is going to be the greatest thing known to man. And then all of a sudden, it actually is happening, and we're fucking losing our mind. Could you imagine? People begged for this. That's all they wanted. They wanted the economy to get opened up, and all of a sudden, it's opening up, and everyone's losing their mind because their bets are not lined up in time. Get the fuck out of here. Go sell some more treasuries, you little pansies. Sell more treasuries. Keep betting on tech, and the rest of us are going to keep picking up what you leave. And they're going to have to make the trade. Again, you look at the difference between these charts. You look at the difference between the NASDAQ here and then where, again, this is, I hate that we have to use this average, but you then look at the Dow here. It's at a point where you can't just keep doing the same thing. At some point, everyone has to go, okay, I need to stop being fucking stupid. I understand that the yield's not going to go away. I understand that I can't just keep selling treasuries and trying to make something work. It's not going to go away. The economy is not going to just stop. The Fed continues to say the same thing. Powell continues to say the same thing. Why? Because fucking months ago when they said they're going to let inflation run past 2%, they weren't bullshitting. I even said during that time that it's going to be really fucking hard to get it over 2%. Now, we're not at 2%. We just have expectations that we're going to get to 2% sooner than before, and that's technically a good thing. I still have doubts that we can actually get to over 2% inflation. It's going to require all of us to be doing things that we just haven't done very much before. Like, the market is going to have to allow for the 2% thing to happen. But you know what's actually happening is that we're actually fueling it faster because you have this very, I don't know what if it's an angle or something where the bond market is actually trying to sell treasuries to get the fucking Fed to react to them. And I've talked about this, like the bond villain thing before. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So again, we're going to stay in our lane and continue to trade because it's just fucking noise. It's literally noise. There's a time and a place, and right now it's just wrong because, again, it's a good thing. It's literally a good thing to have inflation right now and to have the economy getting going. It's very strange to want to go back to a time when we're fucking everyone's dying and nothing's open. Weren't you guys just bitching fucking before that was not good? Like, I understand that everyone made money during COVID, but the rich got richer, poor got poorer. Is that really, we're trying to be political now in the market? When have we ever been like that, right? That's what's happening, though. We're literally getting that. We're getting it. Everything coming down. We'll see where it opens, and we'll see what the price action is. I would love for some of this shit to just fucking fall down like 2 Fridays ago, and we get to buy it. I would lose my mind again because I don't really know if it's like a game theory thing or if, again, the people that are making money, you're not getting played. It's not like it's not like the market is like creating a loss leader and gifting those of us that are trading on the right side of the market money to like catch us off guard. There's not a way to do that, right? That's not a function of the market. And so again, the fact that we've continued to be on the right side is not like we're being tricked into it. You don't just fall onto a shit ton of money, right? You don't just walk into your bank account and you don't go to the ATM and find out that you're a millionaire. right? That shit doesn't happen. It's not gonna happen, and you don't get to take it out. It's not some like fucking cuckolding bullshit here. This is like, nope, they're just people that are wrong. And that's it, right? Today, there could possibly be a lot of wrong people again. We don't want to be the wrong people, so we're going to need to, again, react to price. We have a story, we have a bias, but we're not going to let that overtake the actual price, right? So this shit, again, this average is fucking wonky. So again, we're not trading the averages, we're trading individual tickers. There's a lot of tickers, so I kind of said earlier, pre-market action doesn't really fucking matter here, but if we look at some pre-market action, it's like some of these are no-brainers, but again, I want to be a little careful about, again, we just saw it, how futures were up and now they're going to fucking pull back because yields do not care. There's positions here that are like X is just up, right? X is just up another almost 2.5%, right? Maybe it's not going to be fully 2.5% by open or even after open. That some of these, do these matter right now? Probably not. DraftKings is up, Penn is up, Ford's up, pot stocks, right? Solar, right? FedEx, talked about transportation. This is actually a cute move over here, which makes me again think there's this like constant, there's whatever side of the trade we're on right now, there's this constant sort of validation and confirmation of ideas that come up, which is a little wonky because again, we keep getting this, everyone is seeing something and then everyone's actually doing it. And again, it's just like the idea that, well, I only have one, my one vote's not going to matter. But there's like actually this, it's more than that. It's like if you tell people you're voting, then that might cause someone to vote, or if you buy something, someone else might buy it. If you stand in a line, someone else might stand in a line. If you make a trade because you think something, someone else now might also make a trade. This kind of thing is actually happening a lot, and that's the whole idea of momentum trading and everything else anyway. And people are doing that again on mixed days, in days that the market just kind of not really offering an opportunity, and you have to go to those individual tickers, which is again our space. We're active traders. We look for individual trades. It's those kind of positions that people are going to go to. They flock to things that are getting demand when the market's not, right? And we keep getting some of these, and I think it's important to realize when we have an idea and then we don't see anyone else, no one else sees the idea. That's usually not something that you're going to be able to make work, because again, you're trying to make a trade and then have the market then realize that, oh, okay, this actually is a higher value than previously thought. And then again, that's the wealth creation dynamic, the wealth creation dynamic of taking something from a lower value asset to a higher value asset, right? Having really the market be the one that is valuing something lower, and then all of a sudden they see it's higher. Which what we're trying to do, and sometimes we get confirmation that today we're going to be looking for that a lot, because again, it's so much about just using price as the bias, because everything is biased. I'm biased, you're biased, the market's biased. The only thing that's not biased is price. And so if we have an idea, we go try to make it work. Price doesn't back up the theory, then we're not going to do it, right? We're not going to do it. So it's important to see that. I don't want to actually talk about much. Baba's up, so this trade is stupid, right? Again, we're going to be making some Chinese trades today. Again, over the weekend, I don't know. So don't ask this dumb question. I don't know. So we'll see what price is going to do. So again, there is dumb questions, and dumb questions would be like, hey man, like, do you think by close that this will be a good buy, and like at what price and what? I have no fucking clue, dude. So by close, we'll see. By open, we'll see. The market doesn't know, so I don't know. We know what we want to trade. We don't know when, where, how, what. Well, we only know the what, I guess, right? So again, we're just gonna move through the day. We knew what was going to happen to start the day. We need to see everyone else's reaction. We got the fucking move we expected. We got everything we expect. We're going to either get what we had 2 Fridays ago, or we get this overreaction to the other side, and we're gonna buy that very big pullback. Which again, those of you that are in a position shouldn't be watching your position go down. You should just take profit and wait for it to get to that point where you're going, okay, I got to be buying it down here, and you get a better average, right? Again, you're not a fucking bag holding investor, right? Those of you that have bag held all the way down, I mean, you're hurting yourself, right? You're hurting yourself. You don't have to do that, by the way. FYI, you can take profit and then enter at a lower point, or even if it goes higher than where you had entered before, you can still enter it. But the best part is you already took the money home, right? You already realized the gain. Again, pushing winnings and pushing losses are two different things. Those are completely different things, right? You got a position that's up 50%, and then you have a position that's down 50%. Those are two very different things. You gotta, again, common sense. Today is going to be a very big common sense day. We'll see, guys. I'm going to turn this pre-market action off. In terms of some of the things up here, I mean, I think everything is pretty expected, and they're going to change, so I don't want to even look at them because the options do not care. So, options do not care. So, hold on to your lunch pail. Hold on to your lunch pail. We're going to check out what we're going to get together. We will see. I really would love for price to pull back further, and then all of a sudden everyone goes, oh, well, shit. It's hard to say. But there's going to be a lot of price action, that's for sure. We at least know that part. Probably a lot of straddling. It's probably going to be a lot of straddling. Again, what I talked about at the very start of the call is we're betting on higher volatility next week. That's what we're trying to bet on. Higher movement, you should say. That's all we're betting on. We're not specifically betting on anything. I mean, we're betting on direction, but, you know. So let's see. What happened 2 Fridays ago? Price was bid, and then it sold. So, again, you get like your 3 5-minute candles here. You get like 3 candles. 1 candle's up, 1 candle sideways. The next one starts the whole downturn. Or you've got a candle here that's going to sell a little bit, tighten, and then go to the upside. Just fucking wait, okay? Can you tell what's going to happen from this candle right here so far? No. You have no idea to begin with before. So what are you going to look at this candle and make a decision for? We make decisions on daily candles anyway. So everything that we're doing is not based off what we see intraday. Timing, we're trying to get better timing. Everything is off of those daily candles. Nothing here is going to change anything that we do, because that would be us getting surprised. And if we're surprised, we're not trading. Some of you love that, where it pops up on your Robinhood app that something is actively trading and you go, oh, I want to buy that too. Because you're literally the person that if you saw 50 people in a line and you can't see the front of the line, what they're waiting for, you would get in the fucking line. You'd be standing in line like, what are we standing in line for? I'm going to get in that line though. You can't be doing that. Okay. A lot of people being neutral. Fucking neutral traders. Neutral traders. Nasdaq's on support, and that's helpful for that side. That's helpful for that side. Oh boy, we're going bid. Everyone buy everything. Here goes the spot VIX, because this thing has no fucking clue what it's doing. Math is all fucked up. Math is completely wrong. Oh, there we go. Oh. I don't even... Well, we're just going to have to wait, guys. We're going to have to wait. Again, we don't trade the average, but Individual tickers. Individual. FedEx is great. That was a great. That's a great play there. Love that. Uh, Pen. Pen. We get the bounce. Again, the trades that we were just betting on. The historical. The historical sort of rebound is the easiest thing in the world in a silly trade. Again, you just need someone to buy it from you. That's the only problem. And so it's the specific areas where there's going to be buyers for it. Is the only difficulty with that, right? That's the only difficult part. APT continues from yesterday. It's not really moving on the options, so whatever. Dun, 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 dun. Pot stocks, yeah. So most pot stocks are up. You see most things that open on support, and Temple is just anything opening on support is you're gonna fucking see it. You're going to see it. Some of you are going, oh, I sold on the support yesterday. Again, that's just stupid. People did. If someone bought it here, then someone sold it. That just is being unaware. It's literally the silliest thing I've ever seen. Completely silly. Oh, but I got stopped out right there. Okay. Ben, oh boy. Oh. Makes you think. It really makes you think sometimes. Okay, bios. Again, we're trying to target individual bios. They're hit or miss. We're trying to get the breaks. Some of them are there, some of them are not. Again, we're just trying to get ones that are going to offer a percent that higher probability than the others. Facebook. Do the levels again. We'll see what's happening. What's this movement look like here? Some fucking wild spreads. In terms of the squeeze today from contracts that expire today, I don't think much changes. You're not going to get many contracts written, so most of that is probably already priced. Don't expect much movement because of that unless the whole market average changed rapidly from like last 2 Fridays ago, where the whole average comes down early and then it all moves to the upside. That could cause significant price changing. Like if all of this pulls back like we want, it would need to be more than like a percent, right, for this to have any effect. It would need to be like more than a percent on things so that market makers actually sell the underlying. They probably have a high enough volatility on there that they're not going to be completely selling positions. But if they do start to sell and it causes momentum and then it whipsaws the other way, that's when shit gets squeezed, right? Not exactly expecting that. Wonder what's going to happen here. Selling into tightening into what? Let's see. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Coming down to the trend. That would honestly be the best possible healthy price move would be able to take this trend on this trade for the 34,000 by April. That would offer you the buy day into a weekend, offers a gap that never happens on the Dow. You never get a gap chance. The only time you get a gap chance is from this trend. Now you have support. That would be support there. Now small caps were in the same spot. They had this trend line here, right? Now it's here. This offers the same thing. You're going to have this gap chance. S&P, all of these were just at all-time high, right? again, this is where you're betting on more movement. All that's happening, the bets that are going to happen today, and again, we're waiting, getting digestion, because you don't need to be right immediately. We need to see. Look at where these prices are. It's either that this is going to come down here next week, or it's going to come back up here next week. You don't get to decide whether the move so far is coming this way. So that's why we would get paid significantly more if it does come up here, right? Because it's less likely in terms of the price movement, right? It's less likely. Today is going to change a lot of that, because either price is going to get, if there's an expectation of higher prices, then of course everything's going to get bid this way, right? It's going to change the way this trend looks. Very easy to see swinging up, swinging down. It can change very quickly, right? Change very quickly. What we're waiting for. But again, we have individual trades that are doing their own thing. I'm not sure what the Chewy 3.5% is, but and remember, we sold an absolute ton on 2 Fridays ago, and that was the day that we were most bid going into Monday. Some of you are not prepared for if that happens. If you watch the Dow go down 1.5% right now, I don't think most of you are prepared. I would have to imagine. Travel, energy, banks, tech. It's like yesterday. Oh God, tech's down 3%. If this shit goes down right now and you're like looking at your position, you're going, oh man, that's too bad. Just lost another 80% on my contracts, but I'm break even at least. You're just not, you're not, I don't know. I'm not sure what you're doing. I literally don't know. You should be begging for a price to come down right now. Honestly, you should be begging, because you're going to buy it anyway. You're literally going to trade it anyway. You might as well hope. This is the one time you can hope, is that you hope people oversell again. It's honestly what is going to allow for a higher yield, right? That's it. But again, we wait. We fucking wait. Patience. Besides things that are not connected, right? If it's not connected, then it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. OSTK continuing that move. Ford's still holding. So some of the, you can really see what's the most bullish and what has the most understanding of where price is going to be next week. Those positions that are still holding value and that are green. So again, things opened up higher today, right? Futures were up, pre-market was up. Those positions that are holding right now are definitely showing their strength, right? There's positions that are just up there still holding, right? They're holding. UPS, FedEx. Okay, there goes chewing. Yeah, I don't know what that was doing there. Screw that chart. Fucking Baba. You hate to see it. See if this gets tied to EVs. This breaks a low. I'll get out of that. Come on. If we can get the overreaction, that's what we want. We want the overreaction. Fucking take us down. In terms of shorting, again, I'm not going to talk too much about it, because we're already 12 minutes in. If we haven't shorted, then probably not a good time to start. Take us down, country road. Again, we don't need to perfectly bottom tick No one should be going, oh, maybe it's right here. Is this it? This might be the bottom. This might be the low right here. Let's get in. Do not start that shit. Be buying all the way down. But wait, this might be the low. Wait, hold on. Maybe we should buy it. Wait a second. This is it. Hold on. Hold on. We're on support. We gotta buy it. Hold on. Hold on. Whipsaw. Whipsaw. Hold on. The 943 whipsaw. Hold on. Yields are gonna go down. VIX is gonna fall. Dollar's gonna go down. Everyone's gonna buy. Right? The stimulus checks are hitting the accounts right now. Where are they? They're coming in. Get it while you can. Look at some of these moves. Oof. Oof. Banks. Oof. Oops. Oh, look at that. You know what that is? That's a bunch of retail bought banks yesterday. We're being patient. Being patient. We know what we're looking for. Way too much stuff holding, actually. Wow. A little unfortunate. We have, it looks like just about everything on the watch list is either green or very close to break even, which is kind of annoying. Not getting movement. TME continues. I mean, we have trades that are paying, but a lot of strength on the value side, huh? What the fuck are those candles? What in the world is that? How's anyone supposed to read that? Okay. Well, that's tightening. I'm just gonna... More. Yields. Yields up. Looking for... It is possible with money coming out of treasuries again. It enters the equity market, might start to hold things. That's one thing we're looking for. Is as yields increase, as bonds get sold, we look for when they enter the market. It's not that quick though. You can't sell something and then buy something else immediately. So that's why we talk about this progression, the flow. You usually are going to see it where it's like, okay, we have selling across the board, and then it starts to come somewhere else, and you see it there, and it starts to sort of make its moves. Look at the dollar. Dollar's still rising. buy low, sell high. Yep, K continues. The trending charts are holding a little bit. It's, I mean, again, it's certainly nice to have positions, and I talked about this yesterday, where you can hold something. You don't need to be entering, exiting, entering, exiting. Those positions that are not pushing people out, pushing us out, it's nice. I mean, a few too many positions are. Few too many up. What's going on here? FedEx, 285, 286, that level up there, right? He continues again. Makes you think. Williams Sonoma, again, talked about the trend line. It's going to get the trend line. Gonna get the trend line. Okay. Retail stores continuing. The time? Is it time? $9:50, 20 minutes in. Always, yeah. Always. Why we have to be patient. There's gonna be a lot of that. Again, 2 Fridays ago, we did the same thing. We fucking sold like another 3% from here. It was long selling. We sold all the way to lunch. Again, it's all the way to lunch here. You gotta. The problem here is it's very easy to go, oh, look at how quickly we're getting bid to the upside. You have to remember you have to remember the way you sell things. When you're selling something, you don't just sell like, oh, I'll just sell like a quarter of my position. You sell the whole damn thing. People choose to sell the whole damn thing at different times. You want to believe, right? How many of you yesterday sold at the very bottom because you waited all day, right? It's no different for anyone else because you're like, well, maybe I can hold through it. Like I want to push the winning. And it's at that moment because you don't really know where your spot is that you would need to get out of the position. And sometimes it's more obvious than others. Right today is not a fucking obvious day. And that's half the problem with the sell side. There's those of us that are going to buy everything. And there's going to be those of us that are going to get stopped out multiple times today, right? So that's just what's going to happen. And so, I mean, again, there's bid here. There's things, again, not everything is going to be bid at the same time, guys. And the things that are those positions that we actually want when we talk about trading value and the sectors that are bullish, they're going to move first. There's no doubt about it. They're going to get going first and preemptive. Like right now, there's tickers that are going to be green the rest of the day that were just red. They're going to be green. So, I mean, it doesn't. Again, I think it's you can't blanket everything. You can't. It's so hard today to use the average, and that's why we don't trade the average. There's going to be positions that are just fucked, and then there's positions that are great, right? Putting a ton of points on. It's that one trade you need to make on the right side, right? Could have bought fucking Facebook, right? That's it. And you just have to be, you have to be patient. Forward, look at that. Again, the very important. Again, realize the tickers that are going to be bullish are bullish. So that's what you trade first. That's great. That's great demand. I mean, you entered. Let's again. We're already in this position, but you entered a trade here and you get stopped out of this. You're fucking fine with that. You're literally fine with that. Again, it's on different schedules. It's just on different schedules here. There's just there's no such thing as what are you going to trade each of these things at the same time, right? You can trade Facebook at the same time you buy pot. Or maybe you can do those two things at the same time, but I meant like actually trading. Gross. Fucking gross. I don't understand these Etsy and Peloton moves very much, but I like them. They move. Oops, sorry guys. Fucking throwing shit around here. I'm gonna do goddamn math. Not meth, math. Oh, so much bid. Oh. Ooh. A lot of support out there. A lot of support. I don't know if I like that. All right. Oh man. Putting some points on the top of some of these. Uh, take us down, take us take us down, take us down. I don't know how much the Dow's gonna really move, but shit. Everything sort of has this support in the same spot. The low of today is so far a pretty strong spot on a lot of charts. We'll see if this move gets momentum to the downside. We'll see with 10 o'clock. If 10 o'clock we get some, it's very hard to judge how. I feel like institutions probably just already sold yesterday. They were selling at close yesterday. I don't think they would sell very much today. I don't think you would. It doesn't really make much sense, I don't think. Again, you don't sell things in different parts. You just sell it all at once. So I have a hard time believing that at 10 o'clock you're going to have a bunch of institutions coming in here selling shit. So if it happens, it happens. But I don't think it's going to start by them. I think by now, I mean, And institutions know better. They know better. They're not betting again. They understand already that yields are going to be up. Economy's opening. Great. Just going to have to make that trade. Sell more of our tech. Now they need to bait people like you and I into buying tech so they get out of the positions. Need to put it into your pension accounts. Let's see. OSTK continues. Oh, I definitely want to take advantage of that. A couple things here. Do a couple things here. Okay. Value boys. Let's fucking go. Value time. Value town. Guess it depends how much of that is going to rotate. Oh, yeah. I'll be fucking. I think you gotta wait for it to come down here. If Nike can come down to fucking down here to 130, oh god. If we can get it to come down here and buy it down here today, holy shit. I think it's probably gonna. I don't. It may actually end up stopping here in the middle, which it has not done in this progression so far. If it does not come down, I mean, if it comes down here, we'll buy it down here. But if it stops here by close, we'll buy it here going to the weekend. It's a terrible spot for it to be. It's not going to sell into Monday. Won't happen. Looking to buy that. Everything on the Dow is looking very good. It's the oil side, the bank side. Things like look at the JP Morgan candle here. That's bad trading. That's bad trading right there. That's just bad trading. I don't know what that is. It's bad though. That means people that were buying above this were selling. And they felt like they were forced to get out because their average was getting worse and worse, which is just bad. And that's what all this is here. The people that bought here probably didn't sell anywhere in here. And now they just sold here. That's just bad trading. So we take advantage of those. What's this? Who is that? Okay, we get tech going into value again. Get another rotation today. Another rotation. I don't know when the best time to buy this. 10:04. Retail stores get in there. Bought. What are the memers doing? Ooh, they're tightening. That's market makers. A lot of liquidity. That looks great. I like that. The triple BY. This is just ridiculous. Need some movement. I hate this stuff that's all just trading around break even. It's just so hard to trade when it's not moving. You just don't know. Like if something's just not moving today, it's just kind of trading flat. You just don't know which way it's going to move. You literally have no clue because it's just there's trades going back and forth. It's not like the volume's low. It's just trading back and forth at one spot. And at any point that could change. So because everyone else is trading in that point, it's either going to be the buyers or the sellers. And right now, since things are selling, people are going to be a little bit more towards the side that, okay, we're just trading sideways right now, then that must mean we're going to go down. You don't go, oh, well, this will definitely go up. So again, like this thing here, it's like the same problem. It's like you're sitting here, it's like, well, why are we also, agreeing on an equilibrium here? It doesn't make any sense. Again, there's tightening that's can lead to upside based on some different ideas, and we have that in some charts, but definitely not not on an average side. On, give us some discounts. Some of this shit does need to go down, by the way. Some of this shit is just I mean, I don't know what the prices are doing in some of these. Like, what the fuck is this? We ever gonna get out of this position or what? Viacom was one thing. Discovery has not fucking given us a chance. I was really thinking today was. We thought that this was gonna be the day over here. Nope, didn't go with Viacom. Discovery now up here. Viacom doing the same bullshit, proving again the point. Oh god, you hate to see it. Still really just waiting here. It's gonna get worse before it gets better. Hmm. Okay. Um. How much is it gonna sell from tech? If we can get like 2% out of the Nasdaq, we get 2% out of the Nasdaq. That'd be 2% or so right there. If we can sell, fuck. See, here's the problem. We're rotating still. We're so right now. You still have rotation from tech into value as people are trying to, again, everyone's trying to fix their position against the yields, right? Everyone's trying to fix their positions. I know you don't see it completely on the average because you can still be selling on the average as you go from one side to the other. So selling tech to get into value, and value is still selling as a whole as well, but it's not. People aren't selling value to go to tech, right? They're just going to be out of a position waiting, right? You can see what's happening. There's tech is still rotating into the value side, which is why we can use this average, and it's kind of a shitty. You can't trade the average, but you can trade those individual companies. You can see exactly what's happening in the market. It's happening still live right now. Everyone's trying to fix their fucking portfolios around what's happening. They're selling bonds and trying to switch back into to the current status quo, which I don't know. Like I should. Whoa. Here's a big question: Is crude? I should have looked at this stuff. Is crude gonna come up next week? Does this shit? Does crude? Now I'm not bullish on crude on like oil at all. Like I've talked about before, I thought this was gonna roll over. I mean, I didn't short it or something, but I just figured this was gonna roll over. This shit just kept going. Um, it's really important though because we can see how a lot of energy is tied into this average. Because I mean, what are you gonna do? Now, obviously, once this got going, I talked a lot about why the price would keep going as the reinflation idea, just like commodities get bullish, inflation expectations, it's going to cause all of this to keep going to the upside. It's not that demand is increasing, right? It's not like oil demand's increasing. We already know it's topped out. But we knew it was topped out years ago. It doesn't stop this from climbing though, right? Let me show you. You like look at the progression of pricing, right? It where in the trend are we is the question, and that's a fucking hard question to answer over here. If we bet on this rate now, I mean that's getting fucking paid, and I think I'm gonna do it because I'm not a pussy. Energy boys, next week's gonna be higher. Let's fucking go. Fuck them. Fuck them. Honestly, it's got more to go. It's got more to go. If it goes down Monday, fuck me then. What am I? Been right the rest of the time. 50% out of the money weekly. Exactly. it takes 1% on XLE to make like 50%. So you can literally do the dumbest normie play ever and get paid. Fuck them, guys. We're betting on the reinflation. We're betting on the economy. I'm betting on you. I'm betting on the American people. That's what I'm betting on. And also travel from foreigners. Let's go. Get the buying going. Get the buying going. I love this chart over here, by the way. GE, just keep putting the orders down here. Get filled on dumb contracts that you're never going to get filled on any other day. On supports where you can. Price is going to keep, guys, price is going to keep pushing down. So do not take the way I'm talking as like a do dumb things kind of moment. I would expect this to come, I still expect most of the shit to come down much further during lunch. So, you've been forewarned. Travel, keep going until lunch. If we can sell another couple percent on this shit, if we can sell this down to the trend line, people lose their mind. I mean, you're never going to perfectly time any of this. You're just going to have to, if you want to make these plays, like this over here, this was not perfect timing. Like, I didn't bottom tick this shit. I was buying on the way down and the way up. You're just going to have to play around some of that, right? Now, I'm going to just keep buying shit. Like, that's just what I do. Like, all of this was, like I said earlier, this was just a mistake. This is a mistake. This is a mistake over here. This is just like it's more like a momentum trade. So, like, even this, I could be buying here and price goes down and I can buy down here and I don't feel bad about it. You don't, like, feel bad about it because that's not how the trade works. You're not like getting... when you're trading like a ETF like this, like if you're trading XLF, for instance, you're actually getting good risk to actually just hold kind of through some of this because it's not really, I don't know, not fucking hurting you. Value, value, value. Give me more. I cannot believe this chart. I hate myself for taking that trade. Oh god. It's just too obvious though. Look at those candles. Look at those. You have to take that trade. I mean, I'm up. But still. Oh god. Pushing over the weekend. The China trade came back. It's back. Okay, what's going on here? Clean energy is really a little wonky today. Also, stimulus checks. Do not forget. Do not underestimate the people. And I don't mean like WSB with their constant bitching that apparently Wall Street's against them and we need to somehow make trades around that idea. No. I just mean they're going to buy stuff. They're literally going to buy stuff. They're not going to short the market. They're going to buy the market. That might take a little bit for it to realize itself. For things to get squeezed, they might be buying April contracts, right? April monthlies. Might take a minute for that to get realized. So it's not going to be immediate, right? Solar's going. The meme stocks like DraftKings are going. Facebook's going still. What a play this was. Again, this is, I talked about it over here. And you can shit on, and I did it with Baba too. You can shit on something nonstop. You cannot let your, whatever you want to feel about something get in the way from making money. So, laugh both ways. Peloton and Etsy talked about. Peloton will follow Etsy, so can manage this trade through Etsy as well. Since Etsy's leading. Retail stores look to continue. I'd like to see Pots. I guess it doesn't need to. Just can push the pot stock trade. I'm fine with holding this position through the upside. That's just where it is. Okay. Facebook taking all the social media demand. SunPower, yeah, no, it has support down here. This is the bottom of its range. Besides, I mean, this is the this is really the low end. But yeah, right. It's almost bottom ticked it completely. I'll just throw it in there somewhere. Sunpower support down. I mean, they all have this. Again, everything has this support here. It's not like just individual. This is again where you can just see that there's a low. There's like a low end down here. There's some like support down here. Again, when you look at tickers, a lot of them have this right now, right? Just remember that it's like the bottom of a range. It's a zone down here that the market has an understanding that okay, like this is an area in which people are willing to buy. The market's willing to buy here. Right? Now, when you look at something like this, yeah, it looks a little spooky out here, but again, you have it's similar, but it's not the low end here. There's a difference between the lower end of a range, which would be down here, right? Where you have price will swing into a low. This is different here, right? Still a more, but it's a little bit more bullish when it's up here, right? A little bit more bullish. Let's go, boys. Come on, come. What, were you just going to get big breakouts from all of clean energy today? Getting it? All of energy? We're just going to get all the points today? We're just going to return instantaneous pricing? Are we going to get a gamma squeeze? How many points do we need to get a squeeze to the upside is the question. How many contracts, how many Apple contracts are going to actually end up expiring in the money that have been held for 3 months? None of them, but some of these other charts will. Some of the other charts will. How many Facebook fucking contracts that have been sitting in this area are now actually worth something, right? This could just, again, this could go all-time high today. Guys, I shit on Facebook every day. I wouldn't lie to you. Some of these could go to all-time high today based on just the contracts that expired today. Facebook has enough contracts today. And there's no demand on, no one wants tech. No one wants tech, so no one's going to buy it. Which means there's fucking shit all liquidity. Look at this junk. Who is going to buy that? Nobody. Nobody. No one's going, oh, let me buy some Amazon right now. Nobody is. No one's actually buying Facebook shares. No one's actually buying Facebook shares. Market makers are just hedging against the dumbass calls that have been sitting in here for months. And then when we all started to buy it over here because we're like, this is stupid, we have to, right? Same thing happening all over the place. Like these things are gonna happen. They're gonna happen. There's nothing anyone can do about it. I can make fun of things as much as I want. Never gonna stop myself from making these trades. Like this shit, what you're seeing down here, this sort of double bottom thing that you're seeing on some of these charts, it's gonna be like some sort of wedge or, I mean, no, it's gonna be double bottoms basically. I mean, it's really stupid. Some of these price movements probably gonna be pretty silly. DraftKings, what, all-time high today? You could just think of all of the contracts out there for DraftKings that have been held through here, but that all got written down here. They're all got written down here, like up high 70s got written down here. People want to buy it. because of the movement, and now all of a sudden they're getting close. This is where that gamma really comes in. You have contracts down here. You're talking about significantly out of the money, right? Maybe 35, 40% out of the money, right? Like 75 calls that got written way down here 2 Fridays ago when we were first buying it. They're getting written over here. They're worth nothing. And then all of a sudden today, when they are expiring, they're actually pretty fucking close. And now all of a sudden, you have market makers that it's not people that are like going, oh, we got to buy some. The algos are just going, we have to actually go buy the underlying. We have to actually we have exposure to these calls now that were like 75 calls written back here that were worth nothing for 2 weeks, and now they're actually worth something. And the gamma is getting high, right? The closer you get to at the money, the higher the gamma gets, which is, again, the metric in which everything runs on, right? All we do is when we trade options, all we're betting on is we're literally going long gamma, just a convexity trade, right? That we're betting on higher volatility the next day. That's it. That would be the places that we'd get a gamma squeeze, right? Not so much these other fucking trades that no one cares about. This move, I love it. That's literally just disgusting, guys. That's just so stupid. That's just dumb. Sorry, that's just stupid. Just completely stupid. Just completely stupid. Imagine. Could you imagine? Just dumb. I can't believe I'm trading the fucking Dow. Unbelievable. Thank God I don't work at a shop. Jesus. Oh boy. This is a little bit more. See how it's more linear? See how when you look at the other indexes, they're linear. They have this sort of, back and forth, and it's not, it's actually like pivots on a spot, and it starts buying, starts selling. Anywhere you look, right? You've got this sort of, you can see the move, right? And then you just have this it should not look like that. It should not look like that. That's just wrong. All kinds of levels of fucked up. That's just fucked up. No, apps return from the dead. Clean. Peloton move. The forward trend line comes in at 1360 or so. Wonder if that's going to be important today. Retail stores seem to be getting more and more flavor, so those are going to continue. So we're going to keep pushing that over the weekend. It looks, unless something gets like big moves, we'll take them. Like this trade, we might have to actually take profit on. If we get so many points here today, again, anywhere that you take this trade here, even if you took it down here, right, off a transition, some of these might require actually taking a home because there's just too many points, which is not a bad thing. That's good. You get fucking profit. You get to take money home. That's good. That's not a bad thing. Transitioning is a good thing. To realize gains. Nice move by WB. We're not really... oh, Jesus. Okay. We're not really feeling like the travel move yet. Which was leading before. We kind of led on the slower movers. But that would make sense from a rotation standpoint, I guess. But I feel that develops. Chris could break out of that resistance finally. It's been trading against that high for like 4 days in a row. Could break it today. Yeah. Yep. This is back to again the charts that follow this pattern of this rally into the all of the supply in here, right? Remember, and probably just use those charts as an example. I mean, there's just obviously there's a lot of candles in here, a lot of price in here, but it's a whole zone. It's a whole zone in here. This trade, those of you that are wondering about the pot stock trade, you just stay in the trade. You don't do anything, right? So we bought almost all of this 2 Fridays ago, right? Down here. Even if you didn't buy it down here and you're not up, you just sit in this trade, right? You don't get to go. There's not like a timing factor. There's not. Remember when there's times when you just have these kind of launchpad trades where you just expect it to be up higher at some point, and you think sooner than later, you just sit in the fucking trade. You literally just sit in it. So again, there's trades where you're gonna have to just be in the trade and expect a move because it could just happen at any point, and you're not gonna be able to catch it. There's no such thing as, I mean, yeah, you could buy it later, but you're gonna miss points. It's worth it just to sit in these trades, which is why anything that was bought here, you just keep holding, and anything that you bought on lows in here, or if you bought over like on the CGC move over here or something, you just hold it on this level. It's not breaking down for a reason, right? The sideways trading over multiple days, it's doing that for a reason. And that's because no one's exiting long positions. It's just waiting to get that push through. This shit's been trading flat for a fucking month, right? This right here, look over here. All of these tickers do the same thing. It's not, again, you can't, I don't know. You have an idea, just go with it, right? Just sit in the fucking trade. Once it does this, then you get to decide when you're going to take profit or not, and that's it, right? But there's positions you just got to fucking stay in. That's one of them. What has changed on the pot stock, the whole pot stock side? You can go fundamentals, technical. It's holding support, which is great. That's bullish. Sideways trading is great. On even any other side of our pot stock, are pot stocks going to be good in the future? Yeah, there's going to be more pot stocks in the future. There's going to be more sales in the future. You can literally any way you try to rationalize it, they all point to going, oh right, yeah, it's probably going to be worth more in the future. So whenever people realize it, they realize it, but it's probably more. Again, we use the technicals to understand speed. It's probably sooner than later, right? Sooner than later. Sooner than later. But most times, it leads to upside. Most times. They're going to lose value before it gains value? Probably not. Probably not. We buy low, sell high. Facebook. Come on. Is this going to pull a Google? We got to go back and look at that Google price action. Let's see. Kind of where we are. It's a little different though. A little different. Just go with it. Let me go with it. Let's go, Baba. Break that fucking level and bring me to 200 something. Bring me to 250 today and bring me to 260 Monday. Do it. Give me the 250, then 260. Do it. Make me suffer. Make me suffer. Facebook, Baba, oh, BA, all of the fucking miserable charts making me suffer. All of this gain in here on BA. Jesus. Aerospace and defense goes bullish. You gotta trade the dog. Gross. This here. Imagine not buying this. Imagine. Gross. Imagine not buying this shit. You're out of your mind. Literally out of your mind. Out of your mind. Well, this is the market crash, isn't it? Or wait, hold on. We crashed yesterday and today's the rebound. Right. Right. Crash, rebound, crash, pamp, rebound, crash, pamp. Hold on, we can honestly put a lot of points on. Too much. There's just too much stuff that's break even or green. Maybe get a lunch pullback, but I think that was it, folks. And then it's hard to break through this level here now. Just a little bit too much support where we are. All these charts that didn't lose 1% today. Oh, yeah, we're getting it. Let's fucking go. Knew it. Knew it. They can't help themselves. We are gonna get so many points on this. God. Oh, it's disgusting. Disgusting. That's gonna get squeezed so much because there's so many dumb fucking calls on this trade. So dumb. Not dumb, like just it's just so scripted. All of this stuff, guys. All of this. We're gonna have so many of these double bottom looking charts. So many. All of those growth, all of those tickers that have they were bullish and even had kind of bullish sectors that got tied into the growth side, the tech trade, that were just trending downwards, but then consolidated with like a double bottom kind of move. They're just all going. And it's gonna move much faster than like mega cap tech, right? So it's like Facebook is moving right now, but then it's gonna lead growth. And they're not specifically growth, they're just kind of tied to that side. COVID winners, your Etsy's, Peloton, Zoom, eBay, talked about things like Twitter, Facebook, Snap, Lyft, Uber. All this shit, this downtrend into this double bottom thing. I mean, that's it. He's gonna go. How much you want to bet this comes up here? Right. DRM finally making its fucking move. Jesus. It's amazing that the Dow is the Dow average is actually up when all of with like half of its charts look like this. Just disgusting. Insane. I have no idea what happened to this chart over here, but it's completely on its own. Somehow on its own. Very strange. Maybe this is what it needs to get back to reality, but definitely taking a detour. CRMs in the Dow. ZI is a really interesting spot there. These are some wild spreads. Again, the trades we're making today, the bets you're making, really all you're doing is betting on higher volatility next week if you're making a trade today. That's what you should be looking for. Something that hasn't moved very much this week, all you're doing by buying any options is buying on you're just buying higher volatility next week. That's all you're looking for. That's all you need. That's literally the trade every single time, right? And this week is really it really shows itself when you look at some of these charts and you go, are we going to have a higher spread next week? It doesn't really matter how much it moves. Directionally, it just is how big is the spread that day? How much is the IV going to change? Speed. We'll see. We'll see. Definitely betting for a risk on market, though. Definitely betting for a risk on market. What is this laser move that just came out of nowhere? Out of nowhere. Gross. AGTC we got. Nice trade from yesterday. Nice trade from yesterday. We get in the bio plays. Get a few of them. We'll see how they pay this weekend. Facebook, we keep going. How much are we at? 5%. It's only 5% from all-time high. Okay. Come, watch the average. Still need to factor in some lunch moves here. Considering the holding of support down here, obviously you're now going past you're going past the 50% mark for melt up over kind of a swing down, take profit lunch. Low volume should lead to more upside. The removal of volume, the volume coming down is going to remove the supply side more than the demand side. That, does put a little bit of a pressure point on timing. So again, you kind of get forced to make some trades when the price is doing this down here. Fucking to the moon. I want to see them Biden bucks. That's why you got to get in so you can capture them Biden bucks, them stimmy checks. We're on all the right places. I'm all layered up on the meme economy. All of the retail stocks. I wonder where they're gonna put their money. They're gonna find new companies to trade, or are they gonna just trade the same goddamn thing they've been trading for the last year? Probably the latter. Well, got another $1,400. Time to buy some more gambling stocks. I love Peloton. I'm gonna buy more Peloton. Chewy, DraftKings, Penn. I love GameStop. GameStop is on April Fool's, boys. April Fool's earnings. Can't wait. They're going to do during the earnings call. April Fools. We're selling the company. We're selling everything. Yup. You heard it here, folks. You wouldn't believe this, but COVID has been going on for the last year, and it was really hard for people to come to a store and buy games this year. Yes, it was actually very hard for people to do that. So we have all these locations that are basically not open. We're basically worse than cruises because we're actually losing money by fucking just existing. Unbelievable stuff. Wonder how that game stonk earning is going to be. I'm sure you guys are also excited for it. You guys are going to post a lot of dumb shit. I'm going to make fun of every single one of you that do. If I see any dumb earning stuff, you're going to get roasted. You going about numbers, about earnings and shit. Fucking, what do you know? What are you even talking about? What are you talking about? Is GameStop going to have better revenue or lower revenue? Did they spend more? Did Is it? Are we going to make justifications for them spending more because they're trying to reinvent themselves? Is that going to be justifying why? Like, who gives a shit? Fucking worthless, literally. The whole thing that they can do is what I proposed like 6 months ago. Sell that shit. Sell and lease all that land. That's it. That's all they should do. They should just sell all of that fucking land they own. Lease all the buildings. That's it. Yeah, become a like it's honestly the easiest thing that I'm almost convinced it's going to happen. You don't bring on new executives like that are involved in that space if that's not what you're going to do. I'm almost convinced they're going to do it. It would be the smartest thing to do. In terms of like a profitability standpoint of like a right now thing, yeah, sell all the fucking land. You can make a shit ton of money. You can sell it all and you can lease it. You have cities, you have buildings in cities, you can lease that. At this moment, oof. When there's such an there's basically, think of like the housing market right now. There's no fucking houses to buy. There's nothing to buy. There's so much more demand than supply. It's the same. It's not the same on like the. I mean, it's not the same on the store side of things because a lot of things went out of business. But it's also the time that there are these obviously big deals going on. Of you have offices and stores that are no longer, they don't exist anymore. And so there's going to be opportunities for big real estate companies to scoop them up, and they'd be willing to make a deal. Time to be doing it. Sell that shit. Who the fuck is going to a store to buy a game? And don't tell me you can buy it online when there's already so many providers that you can buy games online. Who gives a shit? You're not going to make money doing that. Okay, and if I was an executive there, I'd be like, listen, boss. Sell that shit and let's pay ourselves bonuses with the offerings that we do. They'll all be okay with it, trust me. They'll still buy our shit. Look at AMC. Fucking just doing offerings. Whole point of being public is to do an offer, like to literally raise capital. If GameStop never raises capital, then it's fraud. Honestly, it's fucking fraud. Look at this fucking move, guys. Oh, God, it's dirty. Dirty. This is a little bit further behind on the average, but the individuals, oof. Oof. And I'm very much selling, which is kind of, I mean, this, I mean, it should return. Let's not remove the context, right? Don't remove the context that you should be returning to about halfway, right? On at least the sell-off candles, right? So you're coming up to there right now. So I mean, there's still the chance of selling more, but again, you should be getting it from the start there, and then you make that move. Yeah, it would have been nice if you got more selling to start, and then you make the move. So again, no matter what, you're most likely going to rebound the historical sort of rebound after a sell day. But it obviously would have been nice if it pulled back a lot further, because then we could have bought lower. We were going to buy, this is what I'm talking about at the open. It's like we were going to buy anyway. So the more that it pulled back, the better of a point we're going to, a better price point. I mean, whatever. It's fucking fine. It's fine. What are we going to do? I mean, it makes fucking close is going to be miserable now, but it's going to be absolutely miserable. But that's fine. Fuck them. It'll be a lot of fun, guys. Again, what I was saying earlier, there's just too many things that are green. It's just more than not, things were actually still green, which is fucking, that sucks. Like it literally sucks. It kind of sucks because you don't really get the opportunities. You know, they're just that. That was it. That was the opportunity. Like fuck. Now we have to go again. It's like if you're not in position, and some things you just can't be in position on. We had to like maneuver a little bit, and so, well, here we are. We got a few points. Now there's some, obviously individual tickers. There's a lot of tickers there that we were able to take advantage of, and now we've gained some points so far today that we can then use to cover all of our risk for the weekend, and that's gonna be fine and feels good. And you know, there's, again, this is a story of if you didn't take this opportunity, and now if you want to do something, now you're gonna run into the risk of the market actually fucking pulling back right now, which is still a risk of. And now you just bought. Like you're literally just buying right now. That's fucking bad. That's not good, because those of you that are right now, you're going, okay, let me get in right now, because now it seems like, okay, everyone seems pretty calm and everyone feels good. You know what the problem is that as soon as the market starts to move, you're gonna now be in a weird spot. You're in a weird spot because you just got in. You just got into a position. And now all of a sudden the market goes against you and you get stopped out. What are you going to do? You're going to get back in immediately, probably, maybe once, maybe twice. And it's just not the same, because again, if you bought earlier, even if you trade flat, your pricing is higher still. You're still going to have a higher price point because of when you bought, right? Because of when you bought when there was a lot more fear. And so even just trading flat, you're going to have a better price, because you bought at a lower price point, even if the underlying was even, right? So I think there's still going to be plenty of people that get fucked, I would say. I mean, I would love for it to come down and just come down like here and bring me back on the trend line by close. Individual positions, I mean, this shit just, there's some of this stuff just didn't even move. I don't know. Like travel, like I was talking about travel. Shit didn't even move. It came down like 1.5%, sure, but that's pretty equal with the market. It came right down to the low here. Okay. I would love for this shit to again really come down. Just get some fear. Now, this would be a good time to get the fear in, because everything seems okay, and then all of a sudden it comes down. We did do this 2 Fridays ago. This is what the day looked like. It is what the day looked like. Right in here. This right here, look at when this happened. Here's open. Now it's a little different. Here's 10:30 and price started to come up. Now this isn't much more, but it is possible that just like today you get this and then it comes down. So this is during lunch, just the normal lunch pullback. It's possible that you get it during lunch instead, right? That's why I'm now, like I said, you're getting over 50% chance that now it's going to be melt up instead, because this is just a little bit too much here. But the market has been wrong quite a bit recently. I would just say that people wouldn't be buying here if they're going to be selling it down here. Doesn't make any sense. So, you know, again, the buying here should lead to more upside. You don't buy something unless it's going to go up, and the whole market doesn't buy unless the price is going to be going up. You don't just randomly change your mind, right? Even if lunch is happening, you don't just randomly change. It doesn't just like all of a sudden change. Things I bought, I'm just not all of a sudden going to be like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to short it right now. Like that's not a mentality that happens, right? So the move is a little bit too much. It's just a little bit too much buying for it to really fucking pull off, but we've seen some crazier things happen, that's for sure. Fingers crossed for some blood. Huh? Just be right back. Give me 1 second. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing it. There's that ZI move. Too convenient. Too convenient. Fuck. Not sure how much things are getting squeezed. I think market makers are just hoping for lunch to be a little bit less volume again, but I think today might be just a little bit different. I think there's a lot of normies still holding March monthlies right now, which is fucking terrifying. Terrifying. I mean, I have some March monthlies, but they're already in the money, delta out of their mind. So I'm not really sure. Like the way this just popped off right from when I said I entered this shit, it's just a little bit too much. Like I know it's not the biggest percent, but it's just a little bit too much here. And I guess it doesn't need to continue, but some of the charts that have all the supply here that we've been talking about, that have been trading flat, there are so many things just sitting there. Like pot stocks too, like I was talking about earlier, where there's just trading flat, you just stay in this position. There's so many calls just sitting there. They're literally just sitting there. Doesn't matter if they're being traded or not, they fucking exist. That's the problem. They fucking exist. So I don't really know. See, I just wish we knew the math a little bit better so that we could maybe make some just kind of fun bets, because you could just get some further squeezing like during lunch when there's low volume. Just get some squeezing. Like I think something like this here is mostly squeezed. It's mostly squeezed. Facebook is mostly squeezed here. That's from all the fucking options from over here that they weren't moving for so long. They weren't moving. They existed, and then all of a sudden the movement comes in, so then it has to be bought. That's like the whole point of all the supply in here being broken, and then it actually means something. Now all of a sudden again, there's still, the thing is that there's more. There's actually more up there that is now getting added on, and so now all of a sudden again, you do have a chance that this could just, in my betting all-time high today, I don't know. It kind of seems like it. I'm not going to be surprised. We'll see. I'm not going to be surprised if Facebook goes to all-time high today. Not going to be surprised. I won't be surprised. We'll go with that. So you're going, wait, hold the fuck. You're saying there's going to be it's 10% total today on Facebook? Brian's going, fuck yes, I told you. Posted the chart. I posted it. You find me one other person that has a $323 fucking price target on Facebook. Okay. From last week. The beginning of this week, but the mood came from last week. Chris broke the goddamn resistance. We're going to the trend line. Trend line is 13, mid 13s. 1335, 1336. Okay. And that home builder volatility is insane too. Day trades. Getting our move in here from open. Feels good. Feels good to grab some of those right there. Get the points. And all I need to do, some of the meme stocks, all they got to do is break that supply. Now, I know it seems like a lot, but it's obviously not very much for these charts, right? All it's got to do is break that supply. We're going to go from 100% trade to 500% to 1,000% really fucking quick, right? On the options. So again, if you bought from open here, you're at like 100%. You're gonna go very quickly. As soon again, like I don't fucking know. It's the same thing every day, guys. Like on these charts, same play every single time when you take these trades. It's just how you interact with the resistance and when you're trying to break through the level, right? That's the only thing that changes on these charts. Otherwise, the intraday is the exact same. It's like it's like on banks that they just sell every day intraday, but they're up every day, right? Otherwise, it's the same every single day on the meme economy, right? Meme economy. Hmm. JWG continues to be the best pot stock. Continues to be the best. Again, this move from down here is over 50%, guys. Over 50% when we bought everything on support. Over 50. That's 62% right there. And we're betting on higher volatility later. We're betting on more movement, more gamma. Okay. 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 Come on, travel. Come on, travel. If you're not gonna fucking die, let's go. Let's get these points on. Give me some points already. Let's put it on. Put them on. Get going here, huh? Off the low, off the support. Let's go. Let's see some. Let's see some significant moves. Should be leading. About 2.5% from the low. A lot of them are like 2.5 to 3%. I want to see this today. I want to see a clearing today. Or I want it to be, from what we talked about earlier, that shit, I want that shit down here. I'm going to be buying down here. Bring us 10% down. Give us the 10% dip buy. Make up your mind, though. Otherwise, it's hard to be in a trade if it's not moving, right? Hard to be in a trade if it's not moving. Okay, we get some nice selling right there. That candle. Morons taking profit. Yep. Well, I want to see some moves. I want to see some moves. They're all down. They're all down like 2%, which is perfect. Because they're all up like 2.5 to 3% from the low. 5% spread so far. The averages are just, I mean, this is silly. This is good. Growth is obviously still getting its rebound. I don't think we're there yet. We're not there yet. Still good. Still got a little bit to go. A lot of these are very bullish candles as well, which sets up a very nice Monday for a lot of these trades, which is kind of an interesting anecdote of some of the price action that we got this week. This sort of downtrend into this candle here, like this is just, you have inside bars everywhere, and you're going to get a lot of different looking candles, but a lot of them are going to be bullish. Is the thing coming out of a downtrend, which is why some of those charts, especially the ones that are having that long sort of growth downtrend over the last month or so, leading into sort of consolidation at the bottom. I showed like Baba, for instance, Peloton, Etsy, are like the other ones that are, you have this downtrend into this move here, and then this is bullish here, but then the charts that are actually not up here yet, that are actually behind, have this like, have a bullish candle here. So this would be like, for instance, if this was today's Friday candle, this would be a bullish candle coming from this downtrend, right? And so a lot of charts are actually in this spot where it's got this downtrend from this week into a bullish candle. It's going to be very similar to this move if it had a very similar downtrend here. So there's a lot of different ways that price is signaling here, right? This is most likely going to be a bullish candle here. It's going to finish off the day. Downtrend, you get this downtrend, and you're leading into this sort of, you're confirming support down here. You buy, this is where, of course, you'd be buying, and that's it. You have a very low risk, and you have a pretty nice reward on a lot of these trades. So risk reward is pretty good, and that's the whole point of what we're doing today, right? Betting on some volatility next week. What do you guys think? Is Viacom dead? Or is it about to put 5% on right now? Or is it dead? Viacom going to 0, right? Matt says 5%. He says, I hope. Man, it's casual 5% probably right now. To the fucking moon? Absolutely. Really makes you think. Fox, Viacom, they're all going up. Wow. Really makes you think. Really makes you think when all the fucking charts look the same, right? Really makes you think. You guys want a little secret? Keep this one on the down low, okay? I'm not giving it to you out immediately. I'm giving it to you now. Because I have to layer my position. Keep this on the down low, okay? Keep it on the down low. Here, I'll draw some lines on it. It's purely technical. Purely technical. Shit, hold on. Purely technical. God damn it. There's literally nothing I can draw on it. Hold on. Purely technical. See? Purely technical. See? Technical. Drew some lines. That's it. Purely technical trade, obviously. Imagine. He said Roku? Roku? We came up to the trend line. Does this count? Oh, I think it actually counts probably. It's like 1%. 1% error on the trend line, which makes sense because I didn't even fucking connect this trend line to anything, so hold on. Let's see. Okay, we'll go with what we had. $1%. Oh shit! It's at 12, right? I'm gonna get in line. The thing is though, like, that's the same as just buying on the marketplace though. So I think because you're just gonna get the cards. You're just gonna get the cards. It's not like you'll have the pack. You can't just resell the pack. It's just the moments you get. So luck of the draw. I think I'm just gonna have to figure out. I haven't really. Maybe this weekend I'll finally take a look at. I can gift them to you. Think. I mean, if there's a way to do packs and you get one and you don't want it, then for sure, yeah, I'll send you the money. I'm hoping I get it this time. Or I'm really hoping I get it this time. I don't really know how to best use the marketplace yet. I don't really. It's like we're literally. You know, it's so funny. I was doing like some analysis on the charts. We're in the same spot as we are on like this idea here. Let me just. Okay, maybe we shouldn't use this one. Whoops. We're in the same spot right here on the as the Top Shot market, where this is like the Top Shot market like a month ago. It came up here and now we're down right in here. So using what we know and how price works, basically this is where price is right now on the Top Shot market. It had that big rally to start things, right? Came down, and now we're in this level of, I guess, is supply for the Top Shot market, but there's more supply coming out, which, and we know there's like a fuck ton of, there's more demand than supply, but it's like it's not all being realized. So if we think of like the Top Shot market, the price of individual cards, right? If we think each moment is a, those of you that don't know, I'm talking about the NBA Top Shot NFT market, which is the NFT market are just like tokens that, it's like trading, it's like buying art, but it's digital, and there's only one piece of it, but it's, for in this instance it's just buying like um it's like buying cards, right? Whatever you want to call it. But anyway, there's only one of each. And so anyway, there's a limited supply. And so right now this is what the pricing looks like on basically every single moment. And demand is a lot higher. And so it's going to probably do one of these things. I would have to imagine. Price is going to do one of these boys, bad boys, where it comes out, right? Where it comes out once everyone's allowed to finally start fucking trading from the marketplace again. It's targeting, it's where do you target it though? Which ones are actually going to get that? I would have to imagine it's the newer packs, the newer in thing, right? I don't know how much, it's hard to tell which is which, but I would have to imagine it's going to get pushed up again, right? It's going to have a resurgence. Even though the charts do look like that, where the high's already passed. Want to get some fucking moments. Don't know which ones to buy, though. Literally got no idea. Do I go buy one that's got like 1,000? There's only 1,000 of the cards that are worth like $500 or something. Are those going to be worth $500, $1,000? Who knows? But it's exciting. Can't get these fucking packs. Fucking in line. Yeah, it's because there's hundreds of thousands of people trying to get the same damn thing. They're probably doing it on purpose anyway. I would have to imagine they're doing it on purpose. As if they can't handle the load of the people on the website. Yeah, right. I mean, I would have to imagine they're trying to stimulate some demand that way. Like, oh, sorry, we couldn't have it last night. We're going to have it this morning. These people engaged. Yeah, retail stores look good. BJ, what we looked at earlier, looked very good down there. Put that on. That's what I was looking at this morning. I looked over there. Little move. Sure. Uh-oh. There goes. The 15. Little move here. Perfect bounce. Right. As soon as that candle opens here. It's a perfect bounce. I think it was you, Ecta, or whatever, that asked about the support. There you go. It's a perfect bounce right there. We always look for that daily candle pull into support and then the next daily candle coming off it. That's a perfect support buy right there. Perfect buy. And especially in a bullish sector, exactly what you look for. Now what are we looking for? We're looking for this move up here, how we're going to interact. You get converging supply. I'd have to imagine you get in there by close, and then you have a very high chance of gapping up on Monday on on any charts that have resistance right above, especially if it's a trend line, is a very high chance of gapping up. Not me. Oh, maybe it was C Trader. I can't fucking remember. You guys are all the same. Can't fucking remember. What time is it? 11:30. We have some stuff to do during lunch. Okay. I mean, we're just getting the. I feel like things are a little too normal right now. Feel a little normal. I mean, we didn't get to a spot where the market needed to be like panicky or anything, but I mean, we were kind of hoping everyone would lose their mind, but no one lost their mind, which is probably a good thing overall, but still would have been nice. Um, we're not really getting much of anything, right? No volatility, a lot of green that just continues to be green. And it makes managing any positions when entered this morning easy, but it also makes anything that you're looking to enter later pretty reasonable as well because it doesn't really seem if something starts to happen, you're going to be able to see it. So it's nice that there's a little bit of stability that is in the market right now, and it's very easy to see. We're going to be able to see it today when things actually change. If things start to become volatile and they're not stable, we're going to be able to recognize it very quickly because things have been pretty normal so far, right? So if all of a sudden price starts to move in a way that's a little different from earlier, then we understand that there's something is changing in the market, right? Some sort of mentality is changing. We'll be able to get to the bottom of it very quickly, whether it's again lower volume is causing supply to be removed, so we're going bid, or if it's the other way that maybe there's extra volume during lunch, demand gets removed, and actually the selling occurs more. And so there's a couple different things that could definitely happen, and then momentum is going to be the most obvious, right? We've already seen on some tickers that momentum that starts, it it really gets going, right? Really gets going. So if there's other things that we're looking to put weekend trades on, what we're looking for, we're looking to capture it. Nice day so far, though. Nice day so far. Retail stores have continued to pay. Solar, the clean energy side, and energy as a whole has continued to pay. Individual tickers like TME that we've taken out of a context and just traded it individually, doing very well, continuing today. Another 6% on this trade today. I think this is an important trade this week. Not every week do you get a trade like that. Not every week do you get one like that. That's again one you gotta take advantage of when the moment. Again, there's times where you just gotta be dynamic. It's not, you sometimes you plan and things will change and you got to do it, but it's not very often, right? It's not very often, but when it happens, you can take advantage of it. And then the usual suspects that, of course, stand out: DraftKings, maybe the Etsy and Peloton mover, things that can be mentioned, but those are just kind of tying into everything else we're seeing. Are you ready for a pullback lunch? Yeah, they disable the marketplace before the pack drop every time anyway. Oh, you don't have the 3 cards? Yeah, you had to get those moments before. What I realized, I was trying to buy the cheap ones to just have the moments because I didn't really know. Well, you just got to go up to like the $25, $30, the like the cards that aren't right at the bottom, but a little bit higher that are not getting, you know, hit up all the time with the same bottom feeders. They keep rising. Actually, I bought this card that I bought this moment that like the top sale was like 7,000. The next one was like 5,000, 3,000, like the month before, and then all of a sudden all the cards are only worth like, I don't know, $40 or something. But it's just because they're different. It's like the different token or whatever. Those ones are, I feel like, are pretty good. Are going to be pretty good ones because when you look at the moment, it shows like the top sales 7,000, but then you have like 100 moments that are only worth 30, $40. But so it's like this, finding those ones are, it's pretty easy to find those ones. I think those are going to be the ones. They have some sort of upside. You just got to put it on there. I've sold, I have mine for sale at like, I don't know, bought them for like 20, $30, got them for sale for like $2,500. People just fucking, it just randomly changes. People will just fucking pay more for it at some point. You're just hoping. Because some of those, like some of the ones that they just went from like $100 to 10,000 overnight. They're just random. And then some of the other cards are only worth $20. It's the same moment, but that individual token got paid for a few $1,000s more than the other ones. Who knows what it is? Holy moly! Look at this. Hmm. Just want movement. Give us movement. Give us movement both ways. All right, guys. I think I have some things I gotta do for lunch. I think we're gonna take a break here because we're kind of at a point of we've sort of made the move, and anything that comes thereafter is just gonna be more lunch oriented, and we don't want to read too much into some of the inaccurate price movement. Again, some of you need to be just make a plan right now. What are you gonna do if lunch pulls back, and what are you gonna do if lunch melts up? Is that take profit right as the move starts to happen to the downside, or even if it just looks like it? Do you take profit right there and then look to buy lower? And then if it's a melt up, do you need to be, if you're not in a position, be buying immediately before it starts to melt? Because again, the chances of it going to the upside. So figure that out and do that now. Don't wait to do it. Right. You can tell. Right. It's not like it's not. Again, it depends on where you entered. If you've already in a position and you can see that you're not continuing a move to the upside and you're trending down, which again is not like the case for basically anything right now, but you'll be able to see it because of that. If this all of a sudden stopped moving, then you know that, okay, well shit, I'm probably not melting up then, right? Probably not. And so you'll know if something's happening, and just use that moment to take profit. You can re-enter if you need to. Again, some of you are going to have positions that are going to be pulling back. Don't watch it pull back in front of you. Just get out of it and re-enter the position. Those of you that are watching things melt up, if you're not in a position, don't do that. Because what's going to happen is you're going to want to be in a position come close, and then now all of a sudden you feel stupid because you didn't enter 5% ago. Right? So, again, I think everyone's already made a trade here, but just throwing it out. Things look very bullish still. I would say a lot of things have a lot of points to still put on. I would not throw out, again, some of the ideas that everything is individual, not on the average. So Facebook is not on the NASDAQ average, right? I'm still not throwing out squeezes like Facebook going to all-time high today. I know it sounds a little ridiculous, but I would not throw out the idea. I would say it's a good chance, probably a good chance, like 25% chance that something like that happens here. And same with some of these other tickers, right? Some of these other tickers are still going to likely push to that upside further from where they already are. So things like around the 5%, 6% mark that we've had already made a move from open, I would not put it past it for them to double up. Things like Etsy and Peloton, these things probably can double up still. The retail tickers altogether can still double up. I would not put it past pot stocks and retail stores and everything else to start to break through their level. Again, these are all just tied into the supply, and all they need to do is break their level, and then they're going to move through quickly. Retail stores are still in that spot from if they traded flat this week. And then again, the same thing can happen to the downside, though, right? If the move starts happening to the downside, the momentum can build. So it's just the movement that we want to see. And getting it, and again, when I talk about retail trading, talk about the meme stocks, Triple BY, AMC, GME. Those can all happen, right? The other thing to watch is to see how those benchmarks, the benchmarks we've been using for value, how those do overall. So things like, I know energy has been doing its pullback, but kind of I'm betting on energy to be up next week. So buying this pullback, not the greatest decision, because it's not. This is a different trade than taking these pullbacks, right? It's a different trade because of the length of time here. It's not just like a 2-day thing. This is a whole week, but it's still offering the same idea about using energy and banks as a benchmark for value is probably important. And then the travel is going to be still the thing that's on the cards that we haven't really seen anything today so far, which has been trading flat. This could you're going to just get instant pricing. So you either just need to be in a position or just leave it, because you're going to be trying to catch this is probably not the greatest thing in the world. So you start to see a move, just make a decision or not, right? Anyway, I'm going to take a break for lunch, get some stuff to do. I will see you guys at close. Pretty fun day. It's a pretty calm day, so do what you got to do. So I'll see you in a bit. Enjoy.